Monday meditation, connecting to nature in your body. So our focus will be our physical body. Just going to click one more thing. But let's start with the elements. And you can get very specific on that and however that shows up for you. So really just allow what arises to be okay. Right, that whatever your experience is your experience. If you trail off from my words, that's fine. If you stay with me, that's also fine. So finding your seat, you can lay down, you could sit, maybe just having your back supported. And just take a moment with either eyes open or eyes closed, just feeling the seat that your body's in. If you're sitting in a chair and your feet are on the ground, feel the feet on the ground. Feel the ground under you and the way that your body touches the floor. Is it cool? Is it warm? Is it carpeted? Feeling the fold of your legs. Feeling the pressure of the chair against your hips, your thighs, buttocks, lower back. Again, feeling that support against your back. Again, if you're laying down, you might have different pressure points, but feeling that connection to the ground, the pressure against your body, the sensation, whether it's firm or cold or cool or warm or soft, and how that feels in your body. Does it feel supportive? Does it feel calming? Does it allow some of the busyness of the mind to settle, right? That there's maybe more awareness through the body, right? Touching into those places of pressure or connection. And with our eyes open or our eyes closed, feeling that, right? It's almost like the earth of your body, the weight, the density, the heaviness, that pull from gravity, anchoring you into your seat or your position. Maybe even the sense of the bones, the weight of the bones. And so earth is more solid in some places, like rock, dense rock. Or there is rock that's less dense, or there's even moisture moving through. So our bones, there is that mineral, there is that structure of bone. But bones make blood, so there is an element of liquid, of water within the bones, of blood in the bones. And just that sense of your leg bones, pelvic bones, right? That wrapping the pelvis, the back and the front, and the spinal column. Right? That interesting structure that allows for the spinal cord to slide within the vertebral column, or move within the column, or be held within the column. The ribs radiating out from the spine, wrapping around lungs and the heart. Right, the shoulder girdle, clavicle, scapula nestled on the rib cage, supporting the shoulder joint. The upper arm, elbows, forearms, hands, right? Your structure, your earth, which is very fluid, right? If we think of, rather than our Mother Earth, right? The water is a little seemingly more on the surface, right? Within us, right? There's the more dense core, and the earth is more on this. The water is more on the surface, and with us, there's more fluid around the density in the center. And even within the density, there is fluidity. Good. And then maybe just the sense of the water, right? The water holding the bones, the water of the tissue, right? All of our muscles full of blood, the lymph, like that the cells itself have a certain amount of fluid and space. I think of the elements of water, air, earth, fire. So within our tissues, we have our cellular structure, water and air, right? Even our, right, the exoskeleton, which is also an interesting, right? That the structure or the earth is on the outside. The skeleton is on the outside of the cell. But just that sense of what's inside of your body. So thinking of your calves and shins, your thighs, hamstrings and quads, right? Your buttocks and belly, torso, even your organs, the organs within, very fluid, again, filled with blood, with air, noticing your breath deepen, movement of your lungs and heart, and even the organs of the brain in the head, the eyes, the tongue. And then fire. So digestive fire, it's that stomach, the ability to break food down and break it down to the smallest element that can be absorbed by the body. But also the nervous system, right? There is a certain amount of electrical and chemical communication throughout the entire body, right? Just as the cardiovascular system moves throughout all the tissues, the nerves also move throughout all of the tissues, and often alongside arteries and veins and lymph. And just that sense of that communication system, that really intelligent, quick, right, information, right? We often think of ourselves as head down, that everything starts in the brain, moves down, and the brain is actually considered an end organ, that there's so much sensory information moving towards the brain and not even all the way up to the brain, right? Sometimes the information is moving just in parts of the body, territories, maybe even to the spinal cord, and sometimes all the way up into the brain. But that communication system, highly refined. Right? Even if we think of our hormonal system, the glands and how they communicate through hormones as well as kind of nervous system impulses. And that monitoring all of our organs, our movements, our sleep, all the inner workings that we don't have to understand. But just taking a moment to, I guess, maybe pinpoint one area where you have a sense of, right? So we know when we touch something hot, there is that sense of hot. Okay, we know fire's hot. I might not do that again. Doesn't feel good. or maybe even a conversation with somebody, we have a response, right? We either lean in towards them, like, oh, that feels really good, that feels nurturing, or oh, that doesn't feel good. That instinct to move further away or to turn or to limit the conversation, right? Those are bigger examples, but just that sense of information and how it moves through our system. And again, sometimes it's not so conscious, right? Sometimes we don't know why we turn away from somebody or turn towards somebody. And maybe something we eat, right? Just that sense of, and again, it could be on so many levels. It could be a warmth, it could be the taste, it could be the smell, it could be the texture, it could be the way it feels in our belly. Maybe it feels stimulating, like a warm soup with spices. How it feels like it warms us from the inside. Again, just that sense, or maybe even just lemon, like cutting a lemon and just licking the surface of the lemon, that tart, that response in the mouth and the body to the tart, to the other elements that we don't even know what they are, but our body responds to. Again, feeling that in your body. And again, just a way to build a knowing or a sense of the information that moves through the body. Right? For women, our cycles, like sometimes we just know, oh, I'm ovulating. Maybe there's a little sensation and below our navel and out to either side. Maybe it's, and often it's one side, right? So then we start to see the pattern of, oh, ovulating. There's a little sensation here, or ovulating that there's a little more fire in the system, or there's a little more tenacity, or maybe there's more of a, like if the hormones are balanced, maybe there's just a little more flirtation or sensuality or curiosity about our own body and pleasure. Again, just noticing the way that information moves through our body as senses, as sensations, as patterns, like that we often forget that they are patterns. And so let's just take a moment to close the eyes if you haven't already. And maybe just putting one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Maybe it's another place in your body, your solar plexus. And just feeling your body from your hands, feeling your hands from your body. Right, that our body is almost like a garden. Right, sometimes parts of us are a little more online. Right, like when our temperature, like when we're hot or we're cold, when we eat, when we hear music, right, when we hear poetry or we see a movie that really moves us, or we read a book that really moves us, that it feels visceral. We feel it in our body. That sense of opening or expressing or sitting up taller, or eyes getting bigger, wider, taking things in. Or that softening back, settling back, slowing down. Maybe it's feeling sleepy and content, snuggling next to somebody. Maybe it's a sadness. Right? Just all the movement, the emotions, the weather through our body. Just can you feel into that? The nature of our body, the elements within our body. So maybe throughout the day, today, just noticing what you notice. Maybe it is just a sense of, oh, I feel the fire, I feel warm, I feel anger, I feel heat. Or maybe the mind is busy. Maybe that's a little bit more of air and fire, just a busyness. Blah, 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 blah. Or heaviness, a tiredness, or a fluidity, or a playfulness. What do you notice in your body? What quality does it feel like? What element does it feel like? And again, if it feels more like a river, like not just water, but a river or an ocean or rain, right? Or a candle, or a forest fire, or lightning. Just notice. Just deepening that connection to your body, to nature, and the interconnectedness. And bringing your hands together in front of your heart. And let's just finish with the sound of a hum. So inhale, your exhale will just be a gentle hum, and letting that vibration move through your body just as a way to settle and soften, soothe, inspire. Namaste. Enjoy your day. Happy Monday. I will try to put a link below for an upcoming masterclass next Tuesday. I would love to see you there. Messages from your body 3